What's up guys, Tommy Bowyer here from Movie Rewind, and today I'm going to be reviewing 1917. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the character development in this film is one of its strongest elements because it portrays soldiers fighting in World War I really well, because a lot of these soldiers didn't really understand what was going on in the war. They didn't exactly believe in the war's cause. They were only fighting for king and country. And there is one scene in this film, and it's with a group of soldiers in a truck, and it just portrays it so brilliantly because a couple of them are saying that, what is the point of this war? We're just fighting over the tiniest bit of land. All of these deaths, and we seem to be getting nowhere. And this film really does portray the reality of the First World War really well, because it was just about a small possession of land, especially near the end of the war. They were in a stalemate for years. And I think it portrays the views of the soldiers really well. So character development gets a 9 out of 10 because it portrays the realistic nature of the soldiers really well. The performances in this film are also really strong. Unlike the majority of films, this film stars as main cast members virtually unknown actors. I mean, they haven't been in a lot of films before this, and they're not as well known. However, what is different is a lot of more well-known actors such as Mark Strong, Colin Firth, Benedict Cumberbatch do star in this film, however in minor roles, and I actually really enjoyed that because I think 1917 is going to be one of those films where you can pick out a lot of well-known and established actors. However, they don't overshadow the lesser-known actors who play the main characters, and they give in really strong performances. I mean, the main character, he gives such a strong performance in the role, a really realistic performance, and you really do feel for the friendship between the two main characters. It's a strong friendship, and it's great to see on screen. So the performances get a 10 out of 10 because I can't fault them whatsoever. In terms of the effects, I'm going to talk about the idea that this film looks like it was mostly shot in one shot, and that is incredibly hard to do. However, it does give the film a smoothness, and it does make you feel like you are following these two soldiers from beginning until end. There's never really a cut-off point where time passes. It's all kind of the same story, so you're seeing it in real time. And as I've already said, doing a one-shot film is incredibly hard to do, and especially that it doesn't look cluttered, and it doesn't look like the acting can be a bit off because it's all one shot, and if something goes wrong you've got to go straight back to the beginning. However, Sam Mendes is a very talented director, probably one of the best directors in modern times, and this is a great example of his work because he's able to give us a film which has a great amount of effects, as well as the one shot gimmick, which actually works really well. So the effects, I'm going to give a 10 out of 10 because Sam Mendes is a great director and he handles this film perfectly. Now, the story and writing of this film is, once again, it is very good. However, I think it's one of those films that I went to see it with 2 other people, and we all came out of it thinking that the story and the message it was conveying were different things. One person I was with thought that the message was that the war, it was a film which showed that they were just battling over a tiny piece of land and no one was getting anywhere. It was just a stalemate. And another person I went with thought that it was about the soldiers questioning what was the point of the war and whether a lot of the soldiers actually believed that the war was a good thing. However, in my personal opinion, this film shows about one single person's determination, because these soldiers, you know, these 2 soldiers, they have to go to the front line and deliver this message in order for a unit in the army not to be ambushed by the Germans. And despite having to go over no man's land and going into enemy territory, they are determined through and through to deliver this message before the attack goes ahead. And I think that's a really strong message that this film conveys. It's all about determination and what we can do if we just put our minds to it. So the story and writing is going to get a 9 out of 10 because I think it's a very strong message. However, I think it depends on what you think, because a lot of people can walk out of this film with a lot of different ideas about what it means. Now, for this film's special recognition, I'm going to talk about a specific section of the film, and that is that this film really does depict trench warfare really well, and the section of the film across when they cross no man's land is the best scene in the film because it is so gritty, it is so realistic, and it is also, you're on the edge of your seat because you're wondering, is this place abandoned or are German soldiers about to jump out and kill them? And it's edge of your seat tension, and they really do portray the realities of the First World War as well as trench warfare really well. So this special recognition gets a 10 out of 10 just for that. So in conclusion, 1917 is a film which has great character development, performances and effects. It depicts the realities of trench life as well as the morals of the First World War really well, and in my personal opinion conveys an excellent message of determination, and that is why 1917 gets a well-deserved 48 out of 50, which gives it a grade 1 ranking. Honestly, this year has gotten off to a good start in films I've seen. So thanks for watching, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed my 1917 movie review. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe in order to receive great and maybe even improved quality content in the future, and I will see you in another one. See ya!